What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? What's it gonna be? How you gonna be? Who you gonna be? There are 13 energy centers in and outside of your body, below your feet and above your head. They're called your chakras. Your chakras govern your reality. They make your life happen. They're fueled by your subconscious thoughts, your life force, your action, sexual energy that exists in all of us, creating from the vibration that flows within us. Constant, consistent creation, directed by the choices that we make. You have the right to be who you're supposed to be, so what's it gonna be? You are the master of your vibration. Feed your mind for elevation. There is no time for contemplation. The time is now. So what's it gonna be? You know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be exactly what you're vibrating. Hola, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Welcome to this very special session of Master Vibration 13 Self-Healing inside of our private study of yourself. Today, we are introducing you to our family, friends that, well, I say family and then I take it back to friends and family that we connected with years ago. Way back. And because of them, we've been able to assist you guys in the way that we have with the information that we've shared with you. And just recently, they came out of the cocoon and decided that it was time. Well, I'm sure that it wasn't them who decided. It's always kind of decided for us when it's time for us to start getting on the move and start our missions. And so I'm so very honored. It's a duo. And you guys have seen the video, Robert Sakahara and Christine Sakahara. And so we want to kick it off with the Divine Feminine, with Christine, who has a very special message for us today, specifically in this group. So please help me welcome Miss Christine Sakahara.
Well, thank you, Marie. We love Marie and Solutions so much. They are, for sure, new Earth leaders. There's no question. And if you watch the video, you know that we work with the Galactic-Federation of Light High Council, and these two are on it, for sure. And I'm sure many of you are. The thing of it is, everybody that's waking up now are the new Earth leaders. And so, like Marie said, it's time. And I get so excited because new things come out every single day that confirm that we are the pinnacle of all creation. And so Robert bought me the book by Ismail Perez, Our Cosmic Origin. And I just started reading it this morning, and I read about half of it now. But those of us who are in communication like this, we're speaking the same language as that. And, it just confirms everything that we've learned over the last 30 years and that the spirit world has told us. That now is the time, it's the new earth, everybody's welcome, everybody's loved. We've really not done anything wrong except been deceived by the dark side. And so now everybody's finding out and they're going, wow, we really are God. We are the creators of everything. And so we can create this new earth where we're happy, where we can have abundance and health and beautiful relationships. And, never happened before, ever in the cosmos, because we've always been in this the control of the dark side. And now we're breaking out and rising up and saying, hey, this is what we want. We want something better. And so as we look, as I read this book, he said that, we are moving into this crystalline body, which is immortal, which means that we can live forever, and we're going to be wealthy so we can, be wealthy forever. And, the sky, there is no limit on what we can create here. And we're going to have all those new technologies, which I'm sure Robert will talk about, that will be able to make our lives heaven on earth for sure. And what I've gotten in the last 5 years since we were really with Marie and Solution is our souls are completely innocent. And we volunteered to come, and go through this learning experience. And, and we come out on the other side of it, and we really are the purity of our original soul. And that's what we're embodying in this body. And then we, the body heals, and we take it with us into this next dimension and this next dispensation. And so it's kind of like we're the galactics who, nobody really knows who we are, but we are coming out of obscurity now to be the leaders of this new movement. And so as we, each one of us wakes up to who we are, and then we find out what our mission is, which is being led by our God self, day by day, like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And everybody just starts to blossom. And, Marie and Solution are perfect examples of this, because they have actually, established this group. They've got all this information they're giving out, and, organizing things. I know that when we knew them before, that they had a school that was, they had designed a new school for the new earth. Because another thing I'm finding out, and Ishmael, confirms that too, is that we've just been lied to in every system, basically, to keep us from finding out who we are. So everything has to be spiritualized into matter. We're bringing spirit into matter, and they would tell us that a lot. They're bringing spirit to matter. And so as we spiritualize matter, and it gets less and less dense, and we have more and more intuition, we will create better and better things, heaven on earth for sure. So, and so it can be eternalized. That's what he said. So it can be eternal. So it can be eternal, which means living forever, sustainable, getting better and better all the time, forever, because there's no end. It is, and a lot of the religions, many of the religions have talked about this thing at the core. They talk about, receiving resurrecting the body, and, having paradise on earth. And so there are these little seeds of truth through every culture and every religion. And now it's just coming together into oneness, where everyone is equal, and we all love each other. We all cooperate to create something better and better and better. So it's really fun to see every day the crumbling of the old, and then the sprouting up of the new. And we're the sprouting up of the new. And we're going to get more and more and more popular, and people are going to want what we have and see what we have. And they're going to say, hey, I want to do that. And then they'll want to find out more. Up until now, we've had, what the Galactics are telling me is that we've had, up until now, people have been resisting us because they've been under the influence of the dark side, which they call the archons, which were, deliberately beings who were meant to deceive us and take us into this hell, so to speak, so that we could, learn from it and come out of it. And we have come out of it now. And so as we all come out of it together, then we will create more and more oneness. And what they tell me lately too is any door will do. Because no judgment. It doesn't matter what you've done, what you've been through, where you're coming from. every door leads back to the oneness. And as long as you're willing to go into that oneness, you know, it's like they say, well, any door will do. It doesn't matter, you know. So that's another beautiful thing too, is that, you know, the second coming of Christ, they said, well, you know, anybody's welcome, and the lame, and the, you know, that whatever's been plaguing you will, you know, be erased basically. And we're finding that, and Ishmael does talk about that naturally happening with the Spirit of God, which is the orgone energy. And your body does naturally heal, but there is also the, you know, the med beds that are coming. So we will all heal into our perfect state. And they call that the Adam Kadmon body, and that's what Ishmael called it, is the Adam Kadmon body, which is a human, which is in the image of God. And that's why they keep telling me you're the pinnacle, the highest of all creation, is because it has taken eons of time to get to this particular point where we are humanoid, and we are ready to accept the Christ consciousness, merge our God self with our physical body, and then become immortal and eternal. And with that comes all of the abundance that we've been promised in every, you know, scripture. That, you know, I'm sure a lot of people have come up from very spiritual backgrounds, or they wouldn't be at this point where they're even able to listen to this message about oneness. You know, the pure in heart. It's the pure in heart. God looks at the heart. And so, you know, I just want to commend everybody on this call, because if you're listening to Marie in Solution, you're totally there. You made it. You know, that's another thing that they talk about in the scriptures, is that some will make it and some won't. But everybody has a chance to come back, and that's because we're all one, and we all love each other, and we, you know, help each other rise to the level that we're at. You know, it's called rapture. It's called whatever you want to call it in any religion. It's just, you know, finding out who you really are and waking up. So I'm just so excited. You know, and I'm sure you. Do you have anything else you want me to say?
Well, I just wanted to point out that you said the purity of the original soul, and that just stuck out, because that's exactly what it is. And we are remembering who we are in our fullness, past lifetimes, you know, all of that.
Yes, and those are deeper concepts too, and I'm glad you know those and understand it, because we are collapsing all timelines into this one right now. So all of our past lives, all aspects of us everywhere, you know, inhabit this particular body. The Galactics told me it's the original soul embodiment, and the original soul, of course, is God, and, you know, a portion of God, and the original soul embodiment is what we're doing. And I call it the resurrection, because in the Bible it even talks about the spirit and body coming together and, you know, becoming incorruptible, they call it.
It makes sense.
And and the Galactics have told me too that as we raise our vibration and we come into this full embodiment, that we will be impervious to all of the destruction, impervious to all of the, you know, the ways that they're trying to kill us, because our vibration will be so high. It is a protection, a natural aura that does not allow anything negative into our field. So that makes sense too.
Yes.
Because until now, we've had such a drag on us by the dark side. But that has lifted now. We're the ones that are in charge now, is what they're telling me.
And I am so glad that you're saying that, Christine, because see, there's a lot of people that are, you know, because they're pouring it on right now. They're pouring all of the negativity that they absolutely can pour on. And people are starting to really get that discernment to be able to detach from anything that is not serving them, because it will drag them down at this point. If you don't know how to discern and get yourself and keep yourself in a high vibration, it can totally swoop you down.
That is so right on point. And, that's why they're giving us a lot of support right now. But with all this information coming out, all kind of like a fire hose. Robert and I listened to every one of Ishmael's videos. There must have been 30 of them. And, it was like a fire hose of information. Like, okay, here you go. Everything you learned is true. And here we go. We're on fire now. So, I think that they want to support us because, like I said, they said, you're the ones in charge now. The changing of the guard. Mm-hmm. That you guys are back now. You guys are here now,
And I do think that it's important to know that, because when you said the fire hose, excuse me, of information, that's what's happening. Is that so much information is coming to people, and we don't want people to get lost in the sauce of information. It's about recognizing that the information is confirmation to what we already know, because the same thing's been happening with us. It's like we've been looking at things and reading things, and it's like it's remembering. It's like it's not new. It's confirmation for what we've been knowing, what we've been sharing, the messages that we've been receiving. And it's just really, really powerful. And it's a thing that, for me, what I feel is like now it's just a surge up. I feel that energy of protection because I know what is happening in the world right now, but I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling this. So thank you for sharing that confirmation.
Yeah, that is really beautifully said. You are so eloquent when you talk, by the way. That's why, they've been telling me that, we're mouthpieces for God. And so we had to know what we had to embody what we know and then be willing to share it. Because do you remember 5 years ago when we were talking about being the way showers and helping the people as they start to wake up? We were talking about that back then. Mm-hmm. But see, now it's the time when we really engage. Oh, and I get these signs all the time. My little granddaughter came out of her bedroom yesterday morning because I was babysitting, and she came out and she had on some pajamas, and they said, "Pretty done," which means, that we've evolved to the point where we're done. And then on the way home, there was a big motorhome in front of me, and it had with big black letters, Torque, Torque. And I really didn't even know what it meant. And then I looked it up and asked Robert, and he said it means, what makes things go, So that's another message. We are the torque, we're engaged to be able to make things move now.
Yes.
So we're going to see, a lot more manifestations, a lot more, spirit coming into matter and then manifesting as matter. All of our needs will be taken care of. We just have to stay in the present moment and in tune with, the highest in us and the highest in all, which is the same thing. And, I was thinking the other day, well, let's see, God is the higher power. God is the higher self. God is us,
Yes,
so it's all one, all one. And so I'm just thrilled about what's happening, and it is a beautiful thing right now as we put it into the present moment, and that's what manifests it. So
it really is.
I think what, huh?
No, I was saying it really is. And you were talking about, the instant manifestation and how things are happening so fast. And, you guys being here today is a great example of that, because Solution and I have just been setting up our Infinity mission. And so one of the places that we're going is Utah. And so Solution said, we were just saying, where exactly are, Robert and Christine? And then, so we were talking about that. And then the very next day, I get the video from Robert and you, and it was just like, it just made me laugh, because it was like, I knew that it was just so pure and perfect, and it was exactly what it was supposed to be. And that's why, this today just has me, I'm just so happy and honored to have you guys both here. So just thank you, Christine and Robert, for what you guys do.
Well, thank you and all of your listeners and followers, because we have a beautiful future to look forward to. So I was going to speak for 20 minutes, so I'm going to let Robert take over, and you're going to love it.
Oh, I know that I'm going to love it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you about Mr. Robert Sakahara. When I first met him and the way that he spoke, first of all, I definitely felt like, where's that voice? Where's that accent? What is he? Is he must have grown up around a whole bunch of black people. That was my first thought, right? And then it's like, just his rhythm and his vibration when he speaks in his truth. And then, I would always picture him being like, I don't know, this like samurai, like this. And so he's just such an amazing being that I am so happy to share him with you guys today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Robert Sakahara.
Well, thank you very much. It's a beautiful day, and hello, all you Infinionaires. Thank you for something. We're in the time of no time. Yeah, I got that little southern drawl because I came out of Huntsville, Alabama, and grew up in Houston, Texas, as you can tell. Mm-hmm. And I haven't gotten away from it. So that's why you hear this little twang in my voice. Anyway, yes, I did grow up around a lot of black people, and I had a black roommate in college, and he was my best buddy, and still to this day is my best buddy. His name is P.R. You're going to love this. Rochester. Wait a minute. The third. So anyway, life is good, and here we are in the fifth dimension, and we're doing that soul embodiment of the fifth dimension. So let me explain, Lucy, that there are multiple dimensions, space and time. It's called a continuum because nothing's ever like all done and done except for the history, because that still doesn't exist. That's past. And then there's the present, but the future isn't even made yet. So it's unpredicted. Well, we're going to predict it. So we're going to be the prediction of the knowingness to bring in the fifth dimension and beyond right here, right now, because we are and have said we are Infinionaires. Well, you cannot be an Infinionaire without infinity of currency. So without that currency, you see, we got nothing. So we got thin air. So that's where we had to go in the mind's eye in three dimension, from slavery, duality, to unity consciousness, to the fifth dimension. So what dimension is 5D? What is this 5 dimensions and all that? Dimensionally, we're still here observing ourselves, not in the slave world, meaning we don't buy into fear, because the fear is the motivator of thought, energy created in the matrix to make you believe that we are in lack and duality, separation, competition, and that we have to buy stuff. That's not true. What we have created is an infinite source, always provided for you in this dimension, right here, right now. That's the fifth dimension. So we talked about making things happen faster. Things are speeding up. And that speeding up is the convergence. And the convergence is bringing all timelines into the awareness of one timeline, the now, to be present. So they are nefarious beings, did not want us to be here now. They didn't want you to recognize that we have truths that are always present in cosmic law. One of them is do no harm. So that's who we are. We love one another. We serve one another. We are sustainable. We're joyful. We're loving and kind. And when you are all of these things, you resonate with the frequency of dimensions that are infinite. That's why we've assembled as Infinionaires. So as so outside, as so above, as so below, as so inside. So whatever I say is inside, then it must be on the outside. And most of us on the call have a sharing of, well, I don't really have it and I don't really see it. And I can assure you my family doesn't see it. My next door neighbor doesn't see it. So therefore, where is it? Is it still in my mind? Nope. It's already here. So we, the light workers, the 144, have assembled to anchor in the energy of purity, oneness, involution. It's inside you. It has nothing to do with the outside world. That's a fabricated, computer-generated matrix. You, speaking to everyone here, is me as one. So that would be Neo. Spell it backwards, we are one. So you as Neo have arrived in Zion, the promised land. So the promised land is inside your heart. That's the involution. That creates the dimensional field of the activation of the Merkabah. Merkabah. It's your star vehicle. It's your shining light. It is the integration of all fields of Motherfucker God, source, light, love. As the God creator, the goddess creator, creator source energy, you embodied a soul. You wanted to experience duality, separation. You wanted to really know yourself, know thyself. So you experience all things bad and all things good. Then you said to yourself, one day, in discernment, using discernment, this is not enjoyable, this is enjoyable. I'm not enjoy, I am enjoy. So everything is either love or a cry for love. So we had to experience all of these unique, divisional, separated, competition, death, hurting, drugs, alcohol, whatever means that you required to experience this inner knowingness of discernment, truth, as we call it. So as our dimensional selves, there is no future. We actually have become our future selves, come back to save ourselves in this moment. So we're bringing the future outcome to this now moment, and we're witnessing a demolition, literally, of the old guard. So the nefarious beings that thought they were in control and rule this planet are now either stepping down, have stepped down, or will step down. You're noticing the financial system that is in demise crumbling because it doesn't work. You're watching all of the farms get stopped. So food production is not being shortage, it's being stopped. The reason I use that word is because the food that we have in supply or in storage is tainted. So they've been after us using air, water, food, the currency, the tools of EMF through our devices, through our microwaves, through our electrical meters, through our lines in the electricity, right outside your door. So every way that you turned, they kept you wired in. So we bought into the wires and then they went wireless because they kept us into a cageless, wireless cage. I call it the net, right? So when you understand our cosmic web is bigger than this little miniature web, then we broke the web. So the new web is the fifth dimension. We will have crystalline technology in our dimensions, sustainability, love, mystery schools, which is already here, created divinely by Maria Solution, here now, for you and I to evolve. Because we are infinionaires. We have a new school to be taught. The energy of dimensions is endless. So you have 7 in the body, the crown chakra, the third eye chakra, the throat chakra, the heart chakra, the solar chakra, the sacral chakra, and the root chakra. Now that same chakra system is embodied in all bodies, bodies of light. Earthly bodies, yes, Mother Earth is a body. She too has the same chakra system. In addition to those, we have 5 more. Always have, always will. Those 5 are outside of the body, etherically, connecting you to the ultimate light cosmic energy source. The 13th layer or dimension or chakra is the cosmos, Mother, Father, God, source. Tap in, tune in, turn on. Behind that, we have more, all the way reaching into 60, 70. Those dimensions are existing to where our other brothers in galactic family and sisters have the capability to lower their vibration to meet us here in this dimension of 3D / 4D / 5D. And why do I say intermittently 3, 4, and 5? You're already in 5 or we would not be talking. Your dimension is beyond 5. But what you and I are aware of is 5. Because we definitely aren't in 3D or we would not talk right now. In the 4 is still a little bit of chaos, residual glitches in the matrix. In 5, we're pure in joy, enveloped to speak our truths together and share heartfelt information. So when you line up all your chakras, your Merkaba can now spin with the vehicle of all light through the cosmic Mother, Father, God, male, female, divine source energy that you already are. Once you have your Merkaba lit up, then you can go anywhere, anytime, and do not require a portal or a vehicle. You, the Merkaba, is that vehicle. That's the I am that. I am presence. God, source. We separated ourselves and moved into duality to remember who we really are as the God, source, creator. We are infinite and always have been. We are now returning back to source to create what is already here. This is the Garden of Eden. Even is what it should be called, because we are all even in the eyes of all that is the source. There's no color, there's no race, there's no creed, there's no division and competition. It's all love as one to serve you. I am here to serve all of you. In service to all of you, I receive 1,000-fold that service.
That's it.
It's abundance, is what it is. When you break down the spells of the English or all language and remove it, you can be back into what we call vibrational frequency, telepathy. Yes, telepathy. We have it. We've always had it. We always say to each other, hey, Marie, I was thinking about you and you called. Marie says the solution, we should go and get some people assembled. And then an email shows up with a video within less than 24 hours. I would say that's an instant manifestation, not in the future, in the now moment. And we receive each other here in the now moment. You see, we always have this anxiety, I call it, of rushing to the next moment. There's no other moment to go to look forward to. Yeah, people say, I look forward to wait a minute, what's wrong with here right now? Is this not the greatest moment that ever existed?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. Because I'm present. You see, that's the gift. They call it that, right?
Yeah.
A present. I give you this gift. Awareness and our discernment has come full circle. Because before, we couldn't see. Literally, we couldn't hear. We could not speak. We couldn't even feel. We now have generated, with no senses, the knowingness of discernment through vibration. That's right. Frequency. That's right. That's pure light. Return to yourself as the open portal that you already are, and we will receive technologies that will help assist us to eliminate them. How about a new banking system where everybody has whatever they require in abundance to do exactly what you want to do in your passion, not what you have to do that you really hate doing? No longer will that anger or that vibrational negativity be created. The new school of the new children coming through, like my granddaughter, is enjoy. She made me a little card and just scribbled on it and flipped it around and said, "Look, Grandma, it's a grandma. What does it say?" Grandma says to Wrigley, and Wrigley says, "Well, it's a card for Grandpa, and it says, 'I love you.'" You can't teach that. If a 2-year-old child is scribbling and tells you that's what it says, I would say that's light language in multicolor. So we have to understand that those crystalline light beings that are coming through are more powerful than you and I because they have no karma, they have no baggage, they have no disturbing vibrations of emotions that come with you and I that we had to decipher to be back here to ourselves. So all of this duality and separation of a lifetime of suffering has now stopped right here, right now. We end it for all of eternity and all time because there is no time. This is the time of the awakening so we can share with our friends and family like I did with my sister, who's 3D literally. Now, the reason I mention her is so that we can experience this story. It is her story. My sister Ruth, being the global person that she was, spent decades in the system, in the matrix, in the corporate world, traveling all around the world. When she finally retired, she did what we are already in. She literally bought an RV. How funny is that? An RV. So she buys an RV, sells her house, packs everything in storage, and now has been on the road for almost 18 months. Has another 6 months in her trek to go, and will buy another house and settle down. Now, why do I mention the RV? Because it's who we are. So our RV has already arrived, and it comes out in a mirror image in my own family. In addition to my sister Ruth in sharing the story, is she's on an inward journey. When God strips away everything that you own and puts you in a 300 square foot moving tube, a lot of shit can happen. It has 4 little slides that slide in and out. It has little legs that come down to anchor. It has another vehicle that they tow. And I mention all this because that's you and me. We are the robot that has arms and legs and things that extend, and we leave ourselves to get subdivided, or something doesn't work along the way, or something gets broken. Well, her journey not only is inside and outside, literally, in an RV, but sharing her story with me. We've never been friends. My sister's 69, I'm 64. We've never, ever been friends. We've never communicated since childhood. And you go, well, how in the heck did you guys start talking? My dad had to die and bring us together. You see how family members bring you together whether you want to or not?
Yeah.
Our evolution came through that little cosmic cycle, a collision of worlds. I don't live near her. She lives in Houston. Even though she's in the RV, we connected through technology. So when we now have her visits like this, I share with her the evolution story and talk nothing about dimensions. We have ways to share with our friends and family the ascension process and what they're going through without them knowing it. Everyone will hear what they will hear when they're ready to hear it. So you can look around and see the collapse of this financial system. The guidestones are coming down, the obelisk in Italy, the Italy prime minister stepping down, Shinzo Abe being killed but not killed because that was a stage. You got Biden now has COVID. You have the prime minister of England. He just stepped down. Why are all these people stepping down? What is it about that? What is the fires at the Vatican? What is that? What is the explosion at Hoover Dam? What is that? What are the little cave-ins all across the Nevada desert? What is that? What is the flood at Disneyland all about? What is that? What are all these fires everywhere? What is that? You're seeing and witnessing the wrath of God. Yeah. We have technology that can throw down a rod, literally a tungsten rod, into the earth or into the monument and implode it like a nuclear bomb, but contained. We have technology through Skylink, the new linking system of these satellites, or the quantum financial system. That's how we are housed quantumly. That's a gift from our galactic family. And a quantum financial system can never be broken into. It has the highest in technology, encryption, blockchain. It even uses artificial intelligence properly. It allows you to feel your vibration. Those with the highest vibration receive infinite source funds because we're the builders of this new earth. We will help our family, our friends, this whole nation, this whole planet, and whatever we do here, we're going to do everywhere. And no, that means literally that cosmically, whatever we do here will be done everywhere. In addition, we will be teams upon teams to go other worlds and do the same thing. So this quantum financial system of what we're going through is only an example of what will be mimicked across the cosmos. Yeah, that's right. To be able to cross infinite dimension, space-time, light years away, and do something on another planet. Those that will are there already, doing it now. And we will bring that timeline back to us. Our timeline of who we are is improving daily. Our chromosomes are extending. The DNA that they said was junk, I don't think so. God don't make junk. We don't make junk. As gods and goddesses, we don't live in junk. So the junk is actually being reactivated through the timelines of the electromagnetic frequencies coming from the great-grand central sun to our sun, with Nibiru's sun, with all the planets in their sun, the moon's artificial light reflection. So all of the energy coming from all the stars are now being permeated through our etheric body, creating liberation, light, crystalline energy. We go from 2 strands of DNA, bam, expansion. This new body forms to the crystalline body. The 144 literally is the 144,000 RNA and DNA reactivated. 12 strands of DNA. Remember I was speaking of the dimensions of the body, the soul, the spirit has the 1 through 12 and the 13th is cosmically or in the quantum field. That's who we are. Once again, the DNA, the RNA has been lit up. The electromagnetic frequencies are so plasma waves that if you're feeling weird things coming up, it's in your DNA. It can come from your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your dog, your cat. Yes. Any experience that you had was an etching in your DNA, a miasma, a download, a program. That's right. And you've been running all the wrong programs for long time. Stop it. Reactivate the soul embodiment. That's what we talk about. That's the realignment and re-engagement of the soul body. So now we can co-create the new earth infinitely. So those of us, some of us have this currency that can get exchanged for infinite source funds on the quantum financial system. We use some of that to move down into the crumbling banking system. And then seriously, that will implode on its own. A bank will be merely just a financial advisement center. Schools will be no more than mystery schools taught with real education through science and biology through mystic arts so that we can teach telepathy, telekinesis. These are things that we have. Teleportation. We have this already. We have technology that can bring us instant manifestation. Replication technology, laser technology, light technology, crystalline technology. All of our devices will be beautiful and energetic. They'll be crystalline, like a little piece of glass, or not. It could be just worn on your wrist and then evolve like a hologram. All of this technology is all light wave. It'll be free, by the way, because our Earth and our whole planet should be love and light, sustainable, as Earth teachers or cosmic teachers. So that's what we're going back to, is that society, and moving from a no type civilization. What do you mean a zero type civilization? Well, if you were to take a simple rating scale, if you were in the cosmos, 1 to 10, we don't really even rate. Yeah, yes, we don't. Because even in a 1 rating society, at least they don't really have to have this enslavement of not even, like, you got to have a passport to go everywhere. You can't go to another country without it. No. You can't leave your planet? No. That's insane. Oh, you have people over here starving? Yeah, I know. It's pretty weird. You blow each other up and kill each other? We don't comprehend that. It's a very low dense society that we're moving from to now create this loving society of 5D infinionaires. This is our born right. If you take back your immanent power, you can shine your light. And you go, how do I receive more light? Well, drink good water, alkaline water. Don't drink tap water. Foods, eat the right foods. Light foods. I just had a strawberry, pineapple, protein, alkaline water mix before I spoke to you guys, because my essence told me don't eat a lot of food. You got to be really a clear vessel. Exercise. Get up early. Meet the sunshine or look at the stars. Get into music. Get into arts. Get into anything. Yoga. Just walk. If you can't walk, have someone push you in a wheelchair and sit next to a tree, touch a tree. Talk to a hummingbird. Talk to a bird. I pick up worms and snails off the sidewalk and put them back into the flower bed so I won't step on them. I take and catch flies and move them back outside. I find it much easier than killing things. So my cycle of thought has changed as well. That's where we are. This is what we have been put here for, is to ensure that no one else suffers. It stops right here. Thank you for this invitation. Marine Solution. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. I gotta give you a round of applause for that one again. Oh my God. It has been like that for me every time that I've heard you speak. Every time that I've heard you speak, I've felt it. It's just been an amazing collaboration with you in these past 5 years. And I tell our friends and our family that you are in all of the work that we do. I'll never forget the 11/11 manifestation prayer that you did for us over some clear calcite that we used in pretty much every single Orgone energy battery that we created. And you're just a powerful being. Both you and Christine are amazing, and it's just been an honor to be a part of your family.
I'm in gratitude of your honor, and I am always in gratitude with your Orgonite and your pieces. We have created an altar and used those pieces on an altar, and one of our pieces is sitting on our coffee table, and it's connecting our whole entire portal to the Galactic Federation. I wanted to share with each one of you on this call, you are the Galactic Federation High Council. There is no one, no body, no soul higher than this group of tribe souls here now. We must acknowledge who we really are. Acknowledge your light, and more codones will open faster. The energy coming in now is your tools of love and light. Receive. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for tuning in here with us today. It has been a magnificent time. So much more to come. I just want to ask one more thing, Robert, for people that are dealing with that separation of, people are waking up and they have family members and friends that are just not getting it at all. What would you say to them that would be best for them to do?
Always use paradigms that are in the dimension of a layman's terms. When we speak of things that are foreign to a friend and family member, you must always use discernment not to cause separation. When you speak of something they cannot relate to, their mind is searching for a mindset frame of what that is, and they cannot see it. So therefore, you have alienated yourself from your own family. When you speak to anyone, feel the knowingness of what you must say and how it's to be delivered. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all so much for being here today. We will be back on Sunday for another session. We appreciate you all. Enjoy, and don't forget, your ancestors are always all around. Adios, everyone. When I feel the sound of music vibrating in me, I take hold of the energy and ride the frequency. My soul makes the melody of my life, so I must sing. Every tune that comes through me brings balance to my being. I have the power to change the direction in me through sound. I have the power to change the direction in me through my mind. I am creation, I am animation, I am the brightest vibrant star in all of the constellations. I am zip, pepper, sass, punch, bounce, moxie, mojo, whatever you call it. I am Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. Ajay, Ajay, Ajay. 13 Ajay, Ajay, Ajay. 13 Ajay. Ajay, Ajay. Ajay, 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 Ajay. 13 Ajay, Ajay, Ajay. 13 Ajay. Ajay, Ajay. 13